Got you again, didn't I? Hi, I'm back, and today I've decided that I'm going to make this video about basically every take I have about writing Batman and some of the media that I think is overrated when it comes to consuming Batman content. Just a quick disclaimer, I have not made a video like this before. This is my first time doing something like this, so you're just gonna have to bear with the bullshit. Anyways, I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's jump straight in to the first section of this video, overrated medias. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know how to transition environments, so we're just gonna, you just roll with it. Let's start the music and then let's get to it. Alright, let's go. Alright, so jumping straight into the overrated medias, in my opinion, of Batman. Straight into it, Batman Hush. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really a huge fan of this comic. I think it is one of the most overhyped pieces of Batman media that you could recommend to someone. And, you know, I did give it a proper read, alright? I will say that. And I hated it. Not even like 3 pages into it. Is that a little biased? Absolutely. Do I care? Absolutely not. I'm just gonna pull up the panel that I'm talking about. It's this panel when he rescues the kid, Edward, or whatever his name is, and he has this like internal monologue in his head where, like, you know, it's better for him that, you know, I'm not like Superman. Like, that's basically what he's saying. I think, you know, Batman being Tim Drake deep into his career like this, it rubs me the wrong way because it gives the sense of immaturity of Batman that he would usually have, like, maybe, like, obviously year 1, maybe year 2. And I think that's just a level of, you know, stepping backwards for Batman's character when it comes to that. And overall, like, he does come across to me as a bit edgy. I don't know what is it, but there's this weird, like, Jim Lee effect for me where whatever Jim Lee draws for Batman's character is, like, so edgy. Like, not to, like, all-star Batman and Robin level. Oh, God, let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that comic. But I feel like you could see what I'm saying if you read some of the things that Jim Lee has drawn for. He's a great artist, but for some reason there's this weird, like, curse, like, Crime on Gotham, basically, level curse. But yeah, that's the first piece of overrated media. The second one, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Really just a lot of things Batfleck. I still will never understand why people are so captivated enough to hype him up. Like, there is really no reason to root for this version of Batman. The actor, the casting choice, I really don't mind. I think it could have been something special, just like Henry Cavill's Superman. But of course, Zack Snyder had to just fuck it all up. So there's that. And there's also the fact that, you know, Zack Snyder ignored everything that makes Batman's character, including making him, you know, use guns on his vehicles, shoot someone's tank on their back to blow them up, throw a grenade at someone, stab someone with a knife in the chest, just run of the mill, totally, throwing grappling a really heavy crate and then bashing it against someone's skull, causing him to bounce off the wall, and you see the blood on the wall. Just typical Batman no kill rule type of stuff. And don't even... I love when people try to bring up the Arkham games, and, there's moves that are, like, worse than that warehouse fight, but you can't use that argument. It's really not that simple to compare a video game gameplay mechanic to, a visual movie choice. I'm not gonna go too much deeper into Batfleck. I think we all know, at least us sane people know, how fucked up that version is. The third one it might surprise you. The Arkham trilogy, the first, the 3 games, minus Origins. I think that Arkham has a lot of emotional moments with Batman and Bruce, but overall, I think the Arkham trilogy is more of a power fantasy take on Batman. That's just me, though. There's a lot, I would have liked to see more out of the characterization of Bruce. I'm not really a huge fan of, City Bruce straight up almost torturing Freeze. I get that he was, dying, but, I don't know. It was just very unnecessary to push it that far by dripping, the only thing keeping him alive onto the floor. That was, chill the fuck out, Batman. Yeah, I think Origins also works a lot better, because it is a year 2 Batman, and it shows the immaturity of Batman and how that, plays into, a lot of the things, the aggression he uses on loose lips and causes him to go unconscious on accident when trying to interrogate him. I thought that was really cool to show, that this Batman is, the gameplay shows it too. The gameplay in general for Arkham, to me, shows the, violence and recklessness of Batman. But with Origins, it really steps it up a notch because it incorporates it into, the story as well. And I thought that was, a better way to do it because Arkham Batman, to me, has a little bit of moments of, loss of composure, which I get he's, being pushed and stuff, but it's just, I don't know, it's just me. The next we have is the Dark Knight trilogy. I really can't praise these movies that much. Begins is good. That's really it. The Dark Knight is okay. Heath Ledger really carries it, even though he's not really, a Joker to me. But Batman is just incredibly boring in, the movies after Begins. I have a lot of gripes with the Dark Knight trilogy, including, the fact that, every character except Batman is more interesting than Batman. I don't know how they managed that. And just some other things too. I don't like how Batman's combat devolves throughout the movies. It really does not come across that, he was trained by the League of Assassins, by the Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises. The moves he pulls, really strange. I also don't appreciate the whitewashing of Raish and Talia, and also the fact that they keep pronouncing it Roz. That's not... that is my biggest pet peeve is when they pronounce it Roz. It's just it's Raish. It's Raish, guys. It's not that hard. It's not hard. I promise it's not that hard. Anyways, next up, moving on to the next overrated media, Dark Knight Returns. I'm gonna be honest, War General Batman, not it. Also, I need to read the comic all the way through properly. Sorry, I guess you could say I'm a LARPer. I've only seen the movies and pieces of the comic. But I've heard some things about Batman being predatory towards Carrie, and if that's true, whoa, that's weird. Hold on, let me drink my milkshake. One thing I'll always find really funny is that Batman versus Superman, Batfleck is based off of Dark Knight Returns Batman. But Dark Knight Returns Batman is still somehow a better Batman for the panel, you know, where he breaks the gun over his knee and then he says this is the weapon of a coward. It's so interesting to me how, you know, some creators, Shine Comics, posts pictures of Frank and Zack together, labeling how Zack Snyder is faithful to the comics or whatever. That's just a little side tangent. I just really find that funny. Because Zack Snyder's not... Sorry, any opportunity to complain about Zack Snyder, right? Well, I guess that's really it for, like, the main overrated media I wanted to talk about. Honorable mention to Joker 2019. Honestly, the more years that pass, the more I actually hate Joker 2019. I get that it's not, you know, supposed to be like a one-to-one faithful, you know, adaptation of the Joker. But I think it's a very bad mental health movie. But I still think that it is a very flawed movie in portraying, you know, a mental health crisis. And I also just don't like the story of, you know, Joker being Thomas Wayne's son or whatever the fuck. It's moving on. Something that I've been taking into consideration over the course of the consumption of Batman media that I have been reading, watching, playing, all that, is the emotional discipline of Bruce. I think Batman becomes a very lame character when he constantly loses his composure on everyone and anyone. I think he has to be consistently, you know, not very straight up rude to his allies or, you know, especially like Alfred and Gordon. I mean, Alfred is like the only fucking family that this guy has post Wayne family murder. So it doesn't really make sense to me when Bruce is just straight up like mean. He can be like emo and shit like year one, like in the Batman, you know, when he's like, you're not my father. And it's like, you know, that's kind of teetering the line between like straight up mean and like just mopey. But I personally think that is far better than some of the shit I've seen in Batman Cape Crusader. Bruce is a menace to Alfred, okay? I never watched the show all the way through, but every clip I've seen, thanks to my friend telling me about it, holy shit, Bruce is an asshole. And that's the thing I mean. I think both as Bruce Wayne, when he is, you know, when he acts, when he puts on the playboy persona, I don't really see him, you know, acting like Tony Stark level assholery, you know? I've always seen Bruce as acting kind in public no matter what. That's why he pisses so many rich people off. It's because he's a kind billionaire. The no-kill rule. We all know the no-kill rule, okay? It's like one of the core things of Batman's character that seems to somehow be the most debated part of his character, which makes no sense to me. But it is an important part of his character, and, you know, the whole Under the Red Hood scene doesn't do it any justice. Batman doesn't kill because of, you know, because of he'll kill one person he won't stop and, you know, he's gonna keep going with it. That's such a black and white way of thinking about it. I honestly see that scene in Under the Red Hood as like Bruce avoiding actually being honest with himself about why he doesn't kill. And for those people that hate the character of Batman because of his no-kill rule, like you hate the rule, you hate the fact that he doesn't kill Joker. You're supposed to hate that, actually. You can be as pissed as you want to Bruce. That's kind of what makes him so interesting, is because he is obsessed with the preservation of life. He doesn't see himself as an authority figure to take the life of another human. That's just not in his book, according to him. That's just not for him to do. No matter how fucked up the person is, he is not the one to decide that, you know, who lives and who dies. And I think that is a very good way of looking at it. And honestly, if you are really hellbent about Batman killing people, that might say a lot more about you than it does him. That's just me. I don't think that giving Bruce, in any circumstance, whether it's the fucking live-action Titan show, or, you know, whatever fucking version of Batman it is, I don't think it is necessary to make him kill people under any circumstance. That's just it. That's all I need to say about that. The next thing is what I titled Bruce Wayne, the Class Traitor. I mentioned this over the course of this video already, that I think Bruce is supposed to be the definition of a kind billionaire. He is supposed to be the antithesis of, you know, everything that we hate about rich people. He is supposed to be someone that does so much good for his city outside of Batman that every rich person on the fucking planet wants his ass gone. And there's so many examples of this, even like going back to the most recent Batman run by Matt Fraction. Just this part where this random executive in Bruce's board is like proposing the idea of their titanographine material being used in militarization. And Bruce just takes the tablet and smashes it against the wall. Like, no, the fuck, we're not doing that. He very clearly has similar morals as Bruce and Batman. That's what makes him so important to me. He's not like Tony Stark, okay? Yeah, Tony Stark doesn't also want his weapons being militarized, but you get my point. He is not an asshole by any means. Sure, he may come off snarky, and I do like the fact that he does rage bait every now and then. My favorite example of this is something that I wish was done more often that I haven't seen yet. If you see more scenes like this in actual comics, I need you to like send me the fucking panel because it's really funny to me. I just love how Bruce rage baits Lex Luthor in Lego Batman 2. Especially if you win. That's just like my favorite fucking That's great. I love when he does have a playboy personality that doesn't really, you know, he still does so much good for his city, but he doesn't, you know, he sometimes comes across snarky to the other assholes in the room. And that's what I love. The fourth thing I have on my list is Robin's Matter. Every single Batman live-action adaptation has been so... Ever since that, people have been so afraid to put a Robin into a Batman story. And we have seen way too many Batman adaptations without a Robin. It is insane to me how we still aren't getting a Robin. I would love to see a take of Robin on, you know, Robert Pattinson's Batman, but it's most likely not going to happen because for some reason the whole realism take on Batman is taken so far that we have to change fucking Oswald Cobblepot's name to Oz Cobb. Why is it? What difference does that make? Somehow, to me, that sounds even dumber than Oswald Cobblepot. That's besides the point. Robins matter so incredibly much. It doesn't matter what order you do the Robins in, to me. Because there have been so many different takes on, you know, the order of Robins and what they mean to the legacy of Batman. My favorite twists of writing choices that I've seen is White Knight. I could talk about White Knight all fucking day. I love White Knight. It is so good. It is such a great read. I love how they do Jason as the first Robin and Dick as the second. I think that is an interesting thing to me because, you know, Jason didn't actually die. Harley just let him go. Sorry, spoilers for White Knight if you haven't read it. Fuck. Sorry. Spoiler running from here on out. Harley frees Jason so he doesn't end up dying. He does become Red Hood and he ends up training his own Robin. And that entire Red Hood spin-off comic is what makes Robin so special to me because it is kind of this light in the, you know, this very, very shiny but very small light in the cave of Bruce's mind. It is this, like, balance to keep Bruce grounded in a way. Somehow, even the most fantastical Batman, a Robin grounds him to, you know, his morals, and just really any Robin. Any fucking Robin. I'm not gonna go on too long about this because I have nothing much to say other than that Robin does matter. And I would really like a better, you know, filmmaking standard of putting Robin in a Batman project, because no matter what Robin is, it is so interesting. I especially love the development of, Robins like Damian. I'll get into that later. But the next thing, number 5, Joker doesn't need to be the big bad all the time. Now, I am someone who actually loves the Joker, but I think, yes, he is definitely overused. I think he is mishandled a lot of the time. And I think he is in, stories that he really doesn't need to be. He can be sidelined. And this goes for really a lot of Batman villains, that I personally think every Batman villain that isn't Joker should get more spotlight than the Joker. Of course, Joker only works when he is the complete opposite of Batman, when he is very uncoordinated, very unpredictable, and, just does so much random bullshit. It's just random bullshit go every day. Especially, like, in fucking Batman the Animated Series, when he just rides a fucking Christmas tree out of Arkham. Like, what the fuck was going on there? There are so many good takes on Joker, but he can be shoehorned into stories when he doesn't need to be. And I think that is something that writers need to consider. I'm really hoping that Barry Keoghan Joker is not the villain in Batman Part 2 or 3. That would really ruin my day. I do not need more of that. Please just give us fucking anarchy or something. I don't know. There are so many arguments you can make for Joker. But my big thing is I like when he's just doing random shit, to be honest. I like when he's just kind of appearing, doing the most random crimes. Sometimes they're not even that evil. They're just straight up fucking gimmicks at this point, like stealing the fucking Man of the Year award in Lego Batman 2. Lego Batman 2 Joker is genuinely one of my top 3 Joker adaptations in DC history. He is so fucking fun. I love him so much. But if I were to write Joker, that Lego Batman 2 Joker would be the Joker. Number 6 is what the Bat family means. Now, this is a very passionate subject I have. I like to talk about, because the one complaint about the Bat family is that it's too big. I agree to a certain extent, but I don't think that the Bat family is too big at the same time. I think it is just how you utilize the characters. I think if you spread everyone out, and of course, a lot of the Bat family's members, they work better as side characters opposed to as, main protagonists. You don't have to write a story about every single Bat family member without Batman. You can have them be side characters. You can let them also get their moments to shine. But I think that the most important aspect of the Bat family is that it is really for anyone. Anyone can be in the Bat family. I'm being serious. Clayface joins the Bat family as this sort of redemption arc for him. Of course, it doesn't end up well because, Clayface one bad day happens, and then, all this bullshit that's going on now, recent comics, holy shit, that is fucking terrifying. But Clayface does join the Bat family. He becomes friends with Cassandra Cain, and honestly, that's, fucking awesome. It really is for anyone. The Gotham Knights movement that Clayface was part of, it is my favorite thing in the world to see villains having a chance to find some sort of redemption and by joining Batman's ranks. And I think that is such an important thing to realize about the Bat family. It is that it is not just for the sake of, family. It is to find redemption, to overcome something that you've struggled, and to become something that is bigger than a part of yourself. No Sue Storm. I love it so much when writers take the risk and put a villain into that position and, put a character in a circumstance that we never would have thought we'd see them in. So yeah, that's something about the Bat family that I love. It is for anyone. Number 7. Gotham's culture compared to other cities. I fucking love Gotham City. I haven't read too many Superman comics. Hell, the only comic I've really read is fucking Absolute Superman. I still need to read so much. But Gotham's city culture is so interesting to me because I love seeing the collective, just different mannerisms that Gothamites have compared to other cities. Like in Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, when you're just driving the fucking Batmobile around, everyone's prepared for that shit. Fucking people in wheelchairs will genuinely just hit the nastiest fucking flips ever. It is so funny, but it is also exactly how I want to see Gothamites, act. I like when they just have light, like little to no reaction when it comes to, Batman or like super criminals. And like they're so used to this shit. Like in Batman Begins, when he like blows up the door in the Arkham, he just says, "Excuse me," and then the two guys just kind of like look at each other like, "Alright, I guess, bro." Sorry. I love it so much. And something that I also love in the new Matt Fraction Batman run is the culture of, civilians that do this ear thing when they put their hands on their head and they make like bat ears with their fingers. I think that is such a cute and adorable thing, especially when that old woman who, like, she keeps saying, she tells her grandson or her nephew or someone, I don't know what family member it is. It's this kid who's trying to expose Vandal Savage. But she tells him that you never say Batman's name unless you need him. And I think that is such a cool thing. That's such a cool world-building, culture of how, just how long Batman's existed, that everyone's accustomed to him. And they have, like, a tradition for him. I think that's awesome. I would really like to see more adaptations of Batman do something similar to that. Next up is Jason Todd and Bruce Wayne. I'm not going to go too deep into this because people either love Jason Todd or they fucking hate him. Some people think he should stay a villain. I don't necessarily believe that. I think he can work as a Batman accomplice. He doesn't necessarily have to be a Bat family member. But I do like when Bruce and Jason can have a mutual understanding and coexistence with each other. And I think it's important to realize that Jason was not the angry Robin. Jason was actually like the happy Robin. I really enjoyed when Jason fixed Bruce's watch and gave it to him for his birthday, but it was still broken because he couldn't fix it. And then as Red Hood, he leaves the watch in the alley and just watches Bruce pick it up. I thought that was a very important moment to show with Jason. I would like to talk about the Wayne family legacy. More specifically, Thomas Wayne does not need to be a gangster. The Batman 2022 is a perfect movie. Fuck you. But even something as graceful as Robert Pattinson's Batman can have flaws. And this goes for Batman Telltale as well. I fucking love Batman Telltale. It is so amazing. Hi, guess what? My allergies went away and I'm recording in a different room so that way there's less background noise, which I probably should have been doing. So now we're sounding great. All right. Anyways, Thomas, yeah. So Thomas being like, a gangster in the Batman 22, I think it's like a strange choice. Because it's kind of like what James Gunn did with Superman's parents. I feel like it's better when Thomas, or just the Wayne family in general, were more like good people with good intentions that got caught into some bad things that, just ended up, tarnishing their reputation maybe slightly. So there's a lot of questioning going on. But overall, it's like, yes, they were actually good people. I also don't like when Thomas and Martha's deaths are orchestrated. I think it's cooler, or I mean, not necessarily cooler. I think it's just better when it's just really some punk who got lucky. Like, it is just the whole Joe Chill having this like backstory thing, and like he's like a relevant character that we need to focus on. I think it's weird. I'm not really a huge fan of it. I think it's like really unnecessary to incorporate some sort of Joe Chill story into it. I think the best way to incorporate Joe Chill is that one Brave and the Bold episode where like the Phantom Stranger and the Spectre are like the devils on his shoulder, or like the devil and angel on his shoulders. I thought that was really cool. And like, you know, there's like a whole dilemma whether, you know, Bruce should be killing Joe or whatever, but like really it doesn't matter. Joe doesn't matter in this like if you really think about it, Joe Chill does not matter. It is really just the event of Thomas and Martha's death and the circumstance that it was, just being gunned down, that makes Bruce vow to never let it happen to another child again. Also, point me in the direction of any like Martha Wayne stories that involve like her lore or something. Like I would really like to see more of her. I think she also is like very important to like cover in like, you know, the Wayne family history, because she's in Arkham, isn't she? Like she is like an Arkham, like a descendant of the Arkhams. I don't know too much, so don't quote me on that. So this is the part of the video where I'm giving you an intermission. Yes, that's right. I'm giving you an intermission right now. I have a segment for the intermission, so I'm gonna quickly talk about this segment while you get some, you know, refill your snacks, refill your drink, use the bathroom. You know, this is your time. This is your chance. You're not gonna miss much during this segment. This segment is all about how I think that Batman and Wonder Woman are like platonic soulmates. And I say this like, you know, there's been depictions of them having a relationship, and I think it has only worked best in Justice League Unlimited. Or at least, you know, the tension of a relationship. But I think they are, like, no matter what universe, they somehow are like platonic soulmates to me. Especially like with Absolute. Their crossover was so fun to watch. Mostly the Absolute Woman, Wonder Woman crossover. Absolute Woman. Wait. Okay. So, the Absolute Wonder Woman crossover. I think that, you know, her comic with Batman guest appearing in it, I think that was a really cool conversation between them, you know, talking about how, you know, Superman's out there, so maybe they should, like, I don't know, start up a team or something. I don't know, we should start up some kind of Justice League or something, I don't know. But I think that was, like, really interesting. And then in the Absolute Batman comic, with Wonder Woman guest appearing, they had conversation while they were walking together, and, you know, they trauma dumped, they shared some, you know, interesting stories about their lives, and I thought that was just really nice. And I would really like to see, you know, more depictions of Batman and Wonder Woman's interactions just kind of being like, just basically just siblings, to be honest. Like, they just have some random ass conversations in like the middle of, you know, whatever. Like, of course, like the Trinity is like something that I love, but I think Superman is like their little brother, and like Batman and Wonder Woman are just like the two older siblings that are like always just locked in. But anyways, yeah, that's the intermission done. Let's get to the next segment, but let me change environments real quick. Hold on. Ignore the Batman up there, okay? Just don't worry about that. All right. So first topic for Volume 2: the cape should be a character and utilized as a tool. I have like the biggest and most passionate take that Batman's cape needs to be utilized as a tool, a weapon. It needs to just be used in like situations, whether it's traversal or combat. Batman is one of those characters to me where every part of his suit is a practicality thing. I mean, he uses his fucking underwear as a mask for when he's falling from the fucking moon. I know everyone brings that up, but it's just, it's so fucking funny to me. But I think that Absolute Batman is, it basically fixed this problem for me. It scratched the itch in my brain that required this. Batman is he's based off a fucking bat. He should be using his cape to suspend himself. He should be using it to grab people, which he does in the 2004 show. He uses it to grab people and, like, yank people into his kicks and, like, his punches and shit. And, like, he's generally, like, Batman is a strategist. So he should be using his cape as this, like, repositioning tool, this, way to handle multiple enemies without, using just his hands. He has the potential to utilize that. I mean, he's Absolute Batman isn't even a fucking billionaire, and he was able to build that shit in a cave with a box of scraps. So I think that it'd be cool to see more iterations of Batman. And since there's that Absolute Batman and Batman crossover comic, I hope that Batman takes some inspiration from Absolute Batman and fucking built that shit into his cape, because it's awesome. He can use it as a parachute. He can use it as, like, basically a bridge for himself. He can just suspend himself in any way. It's amazing. So, transitioning into the next topic, Batman is a strategist. And also, show him evolving his gadgets. Something that I love about the Matt Fraction Batman run is that there is a lot of new gadgets, and there's little, mini graphics to, show, to describe, to show the bio of the new gadgets, basically. And so far, they've been, like, a one-time use across the issues, which I kind of fuck with. I think that's cool, because we get to see more and more tech, or, like, tools as, like, the issue goes. I love, like, the bat bollards set up across the city. I love these, like, the road spikes that come out of his belt, like, in, like, a chain, and it's, like, that's awesome. I love just all the new things, like the bat foam he uses as a fire suppressant. That's cool. Something that I wish that was utilized more is, like, the glue from Arkham City, or, like, the freeze grenades to use as a fire suppressant, I think. Or, honestly, point me in the right direction of any Batman comics that has that kind of, utilization of his tools. But I think Batman needs to show that evolution of, the things that he uses to deal with things, to handle different situations. And, it doesn't even have to be necessarily a combat scenario. It could just be, a fire scenario where he has to put it out. Just also, something that I like is the non-traditional grapple gun in Batman Telltale. The Bat Anchor, I believe it's called, where he has it, like, come out of his gauntlets. Like, the cable comes out, and then he can shoot it again to attach to detach the cable from his gauntlets and then attach it to something else. I think that's cool. So yeah, just show that evolution. Really, just, like, get creative with it, really. You can do it as simple as, like, bollards on the roads, or you could get, like, as fucking elaborate as a cryptographic sequencer or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Just show that evolution of his tools as, his career progresses as Batman. The next topic is the suit color change and why I think the blue matters. So, I have a very hot take. Is that, or it could be a hot take, I don't know. I don't actually like when the blue suit is his early years. I actually think it's better when it's the opposite. And the one thing that I can explain this with is the scene from Justice League The New Frontier, where, Batman wearing black, and, like, he's big and scary, the ears are big and shit. He scares a child, and the child is afraid, and then he realizes that he needs to be better as, a figure. Because Batman is, like, to other citizens, he's a figure that is larger than life. He is someone that, like, is seen as this, like, fucking, like, this basically a demon by criminals. And when Batman realizes that he's scaring kids and he decides to change his suit to, slightly brighter color, I think that's cool. I think there should be I would like it if Batman had this, like, setting where he has, like, longer ears when he needs to be scarier, and then he can shorten them when he's around other, like, kids or shit or something. Or, like, you know, change the tone of his colors, like, advance his suit so he can change the blue from brighter to darker when he needs it, or whatever. Or really just show him in darker colors in the shadows, and then when he's, you know, when he needs it, he just appears as a brighter blue. But I like it when the blue is done in his later years and shows that evolution where he is a superhero, not just a vigilante. And, you know, he takes that inspiration from Superman to be someone that is more approachable, you know, when he needs to be. The next topic is the Clayface hype and how to take it further with other characters. I am excited for the Clayface horror movie. I've actually never seen a horror movie in theaters. That is going to be my first. I actually don't do well with horror movies. I'm really bad with gore, so it's going to be an experience for me. But nevertheless, I'm excited for Clayface, and I've been reading the new comic based on him. I forgot what the subtitle is called, but it is the most recent, and the artist for it is new. I'll put a couple panels up for you guys to see, because it is a really good comic. It does something interesting with Clayface. Spoilers if you want to read it, but basically Matt Hagen is an actor in the city, and the Clayface that we see in Arkham Towers apparently isn't Matt Hagen. But my theory of it is that he is actually Matt Hagen, but the Clayfaces are, like, splitting up so much that it's creating new identities and personas and, like, different minds that remember different things, and there's some sort of imposter syndrome. And it's such an interesting way to utilize Clayface. But I think that Clayface has become one of my favorite characters, like, Batman villains-wise. But I think that horror needs to transfer to other characters. I really liked it with Absolute Killer Croc. That was cool. But I think it would be awesome if Poison Ivy was actually a horror character. That is my big want. I think the next DCU Batman villain movie should be Poison Ivy, and it should be a horror movie. Absolute Poison Ivy is one of the coolest things I think I've seen done with a character to, you know, reinvent them in, like, the last 5 years. I'm not even joking. She's fucking awesome. And I think that horror can be taken to a new level where it's this, you know, she is an actual human woman and she gets transformed into just this embodiment, you know, amalgamation of nature. And I think that can be utilized so well. I've also loved, like, the biblically accurate angel that she turns into. That shit is cool. And that can be done so well in, like, a horror movie where she, you know, starts off as appearing as human and then just gradually gets less human and more just fucked up Mother Nature, basically. So yeah, I think that the horror aspect of Clayface can be taken to other characters, and it should be. Next up is Damian Wayne's development. And also, I want to like Talia. Talia has been mistreated by writers for as long as, you know, she's been around. There's so many undertones of racism that have been, you know, given to Talia, and really just the Al Ghuls in general. And I really want that to stop, because I really want to like Talia. I don't like that, you know, Damian, what the hell? I don't like that Damian is a you-know-what baby. But I like it when there's, I need to do more research, but I'm pretty sure there might be depictions of Damian that he is a consensual baby. I hope that's the case in some, you know, aspects, but maybe I'm just not caught up enough. I probably just need to do more research, but Damian's development has been such an interesting thing to me. And that is my critical flaw of Matt Fraction's Batman, is that I don't like the way that Bruce talks about Talia to Dr. Zeller. I also don't like Damian's kind of backwards development in a way, because he's Robin again. And there was that one Detective Comics issue, or whatever it was, where he fucking quits. He almost quits being Robin. He tells Bruce that he's been going through Thomas's journals and that he wants to become a doctor. Like, the kid who was raised to be the heir to the demon. He wants to become a doctor, and like that's awesome. And also, he was firsthand to witness the death of Alfred. That shit fucked with him. He blamed himself for Alfred's death. He has gone through so much development. He's changed so much, and I really wish they didn't go backwards on it, which, you know, comics are never consistent. It's always gonna happen. But I really hope the best for Damien's character, and I want to see him become a doctor. I really want to see it happen. And I'm really glad to see how he turned out in, what was it? Night Fight? Yeah, Night Fight. I almost said Night Quest. Wrong comic. Night Fight, where the other universe where, you know, Damien has a son. And Bruce gets to spend time with that iteration of, you know, his family. And I really want to see more of that. I really want to see Damien be better. Moving on to the next topic. Not everyone sees Batman as a superhero. I've been reading a lot of Gotham Academy, alright? It is fantastic. I love everything Gotham Academy. I need to reread it again to freshen myself up with it. And I also need to finish reading First Year. But it is great for the one reason that I love the fact that Batman isn't seen as a superhero by Olive. I think it makes perfect sense, and that it needs to be incorporated into media as much as possible, that not everyone sees Batman as, you know, oh my gosh, it's Batman, we're saved. Some people fucking hate the guy. Some people see him in a very different light, just like Joker in Arkham Origins. And some people, Batman affects people's lives, sometimes in negative ways. And the consequences of that is with Olive and her mother, where her mother gets put into Arkham, and, you know, she's now an orphan, I guess, pretty much, yeah. And, you know, showing the effects of this poor girl that gets put into a rich school by Bruce Wayne himself. It's not good for her. She probably needs more in her life than just a school full of rich kids. And I like showing the effects of, you know, Batman and how it can affect people in different ways. You get what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to go too much on about it more. I also want to talk about my love for Jean-Paul Valley. Azrael. I recently finished reading Night's End. I read Night Quest. I also skipped a few issues because I really wasn't looking forward to the Justice League shit that was going on with that. I just wasn't. I didn't care enough. I also read Nightfall. I love Azrael. He is such a cool character, and I want to read more on him. I want to read his actual solo comics from back in the day and the more modern ones. He is great. I also never realized how long he was actually Batman. He was Batman for a long fucking time. And it was really cool seeing the development of how he evolved his suit, his, like, distaste for detective work. Like, me too, bro. I guess I wouldn't do all that either. Detective work, like, fucking bores him. And I think that's so cool. So, I also love his journey as, you know, this just trying, he's kind of like this, like, fucking Winter Soldier of DC. And he's, like, going through this, you know, he's being talked to by the Order of Saint Demas. And it's really interesting to see his, like, religious kind of unraveling happen before him. And yeah, I think he should just be, I would really like Nightfall in general to be, like, modernized, like remastered or something, like retold in like a modern setting. I don't like the Dark Knight's Metal story with Saint Batman. That shit got lame at the end, especially making Batman the fucking villain course, as fucking always. I also really liked his story in Curse of the White Knight. I thought that was a cool modern retelling of him. And also a really interesting thing, which, spoilers for Curse of the White Knight, Bruce Wayne isn't actually a Wayne. Like, his entire family legacy is stolen from John Paul Valley's family legacy, which I think was an interesting story. But I would just really like John Paul to be used more. I think his designs just never cease to fail. Like, just never cease. They never fail. The shit never fails. Like, this was great. So yeah, that's just a little bit about my love for Jean Paul Valley. Moving on to the next thing I have on my list. I'm glad Alfred is dead. The significance of his death is actually, like, huge. I'm not happy with the way he dies. I think that entire fucking Tom King Batman run is so fucking ass. I don't understand it at all. But I think Alfred's death was important. Seeing the unraveling of Bruce over time just slowly start, you know, it's such an interesting thing to look at. And I think that the way it affects other characters, you know, because Damian was one of the closest, or maybe the closest to Alfred in comics. It's just interesting, you know, he stayed dead. Like, comics don't do this. Superhero media in general does not do this often. Like, someone actually, like, important to the mythos stays dead. And I think that's really interesting to see. I'm really excited for Verity. I think that's her name? Yeah. It's great. I think that Alfred's death means a lot more to, you know, show how important he actually was. He was really, like, the heart of the Bat family. And you could say that for a lot of other Bat family members, but it really is Alfred. And there's actually a lot of hate for Alfred. I've noticed that. Like, what the fuck? Is there, like, a switch up in Alfred? Like, what's going on? Can you explain to me why people hate Alfred? Like, I get there's, like, some sort of, like, you know, he enabled Bruce or something. Or, like, just explain to me. Just fucking yap to me. My final segment for the video is my grief of Batcat. Selina is such a fascinating character to me. I really want to just read everything on her. And seeing her relationship with Bruce, it was so bittersweet seeing the fucking wedding end the way it was. Not bittersweet. What am I talking about? It was just bitter. I don't know why the marriage was just ended, and now Bruce and Selina aren't even on speaking terms, man. I don't even know. But I love Batcat so much. I love that, you know, there's so many moments showing how much Selina cares about Bruce, especially, like, she was willing to step away from Bruce for Jason's sake. Like, she knew that Jason was having a hard time getting adjusted to the new home, so she offered to, you know, spend some time away to just give Bruce and Jason some time to adjust with each other. That was so sweet. And, like, you know, there's that whole joke about Selina not being a kids person, but then, like, treating the Bat family kids like so nicely. And it's like, yeah, she is really great with the kids. She's really great as a solo character and a side character, but I think she needs to be treated as a main character. She was treated way more than just a supporting character in the Batman 2022. I love Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. She's amazing. Basically every Catwoman in live action has been great, but I think that Selina is a character that is far more important than just being a villain. So with that being said, that has been all my takes for Batman. I would love to discuss further. I'm very sorry that this video has been very poorly structured. I did not script this. I just winged it. Just wanted to get everything out of my thoughts. I'm really sorry for the yap session. Maybe it's time that I actually start scripting things or whatever, but honestly, I've never been a fan of scripting things. I think it makes making videos for me harder than just to get everything out that I want to say off the top of my head, like I'm just having a conversation. And speaking of which, if you would like to have a conversation with me about more of this, head over to my TikTok. I also post yap videos on there. Also, you can add me on Discord if you have any other questions that you, I guess for some reason, don't want to answer to the comments. My Discord user is Ghostly Screams, all lowercase, so reach out to me if you have any questions about content or just my opinions on things. I would love to have a conversation with you on that. So yeah, with that being said, I've been Ghostly Screams. This is my Batman video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next yap. Get the fuck away, or I'll kill them! I swear to God. Not God. Not even close. What do you... Stay back! Stay back! Ah!